So, we are going to do a water fast for 3 to 5 days.
We're committed to 3, aiming for 5.
I think we'll do 5. I think that's more fun.
And we also decided to not give up coffee or tea because we're entrepreneurs. We just can't do it.
That's miserable. I mean, I woke up this morning, hungry already. It's like 9 a.m. and I'm already very hungry. So I've had tea to try to stomp down my hunger. There's no way to do it without. It's impossible. Don't even think about it.
So we'll see how this goes. Why do you want to do the fast?
I mean, I think there's lots of benefits to do with gut health and autophagy and all of these medical things that are meant to be good. I kind of just want to see what it feels like.
You kind of just like to try things, just so you did it.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I've done it for over 24 hours before, and I started to feel very energized and good. But then I got hungry and stopped it. So I want to see if after a long period of time, it feels fantastic.
Yeah, and I have been feeling like shit for a month, so I figure try something different. And I've fasted a lot throughout my life, but like the juice fasts that don't really work.
The real ones.
Yeah.
Why don't we just fast on sugar liquid for a week? That sounds really good.
So I'm ready to try something new and see if we feel any different or feel better. At least I hope I feel better at the end of this.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will be great and I'll feel fantastic the whole time and nothing will be miserable. I'll be able to focus, I'll be able to work great.
What was that, Connor?
All I can think about is eating. Not even eating anything in particular, just eating.
And what time is it?
It doesn't matter. It's been days.
It's still day 1. It's like the afternoon.
How did you find yesterday?
What?
How did you find yesterday?
I didn't really have as much of like the stomach craving after like noon. I was like fine. I'm feeling hungry this morning and very dizzy and lightheaded this morning. But yesterday I was fine. It was more like the routine of it. It's like, oh, like go home and make dinner, like you were saying, and then it was like, oh wait, there's no dinner to be made. What do I do with my night? Like, I don't know. That was a weird concept. Yeah, I was feeling really clear-headed yesterday all day, actually. I'm feeling a little foggy this morning, to be honest. Yeah, no, it was mostly fine until I like wanted to go to sleep, and then I like don't sleep well on an empty stomach, so falling asleep was challenging.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the stomach pain wasn't intense or anything, but it was like a mental anxiety where my brain every couple of seconds would just like flick to thinking about food or thinking about meals I liked or thinking about the routine of it. It's almost like if you ignore the the hunger signals, your brain is like, okay, they're not paying attention to hunger. How about we try to give them some like nostalgic feelings of food? So I'd want to like I want to go home and cook or go out to eat to like take a break from work or to kind of change up my day or to move my day through the like routine that it normally has. So it was weird, and yeah, I couldn't do anything creative because as soon as I wanted to just let my mind wander and come up with stuff, it'd be like just flicking to foods. It was weird.
Notice I had to keep my mind really busy all night, so I was like doing puzzles and like coloring and like doing anything that like didn't require a lot of thinking power, but like kept me distracted.
Yeah, I had to sit down and just play a video game for like 3 hours because I couldn't just let my brain take care of itself. But today I feel good. Yeah, I also slept really good. I was just desperate to get to sleep so that I could wake up in the morning and drink some caffeinated drink to kind of get me going again.
We are doing water with a little bit of lemon and salt just to make sure that we're not like dehydrating ourselves with like flushing everything out with water. So that's another thing. And this guy cheated last night, had a cigarette.
That's fine. There's no calories in cigarettes.
It's just not helping us detox, that's for damn sure.
It's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it just to see. You ever find yourself at work just thinking about all of the food that you love to eat and how you really enjoy the act of eating and you really enjoy the feeling of all the foods you like in your mouth and everything that you've ever enjoyed in your life is just rushing through your head instead of work thoughts. And my oh my, Taryn's fine because she's got a kidney stone that can distract her from the irritation of being hungry. Oh, can't we all be so lucky?
I'm currently back at the doctor's to look at some kidney stone stuff. It's been about 44 hours since I last ate, and my vitals look good. So that's good news.
I've been feeling great. Yesterday I crushed out like a 9-10 hour intense like creative work session. Yeah, it's weird to think about my like relationship to food, about the time periods that I eat. Normally I don't eat breakfast, but lunch and dinner I'll go out and get some food or cook some food, and then maybe I'll read the news or watch some YouTube or something whilst I'm eating, and then I'll watch that for a bit after, and that kind of like shapes up my day weirdly. And normally in the evenings, if I go home and cook, as soon as I get hungry enough that I don't want to work, go home, cook, and then normally my evening kind of winds down from then. It's quite rare that I'm working, 7, 8 p.m. in the evening. So without eating, it's weird because there's like nothing to distract you. There's like nothing to do other than working, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, we finished a lot of a puzzle last night, trying to find things to distract our brain. Yeah. I've been feeling a little hypoglycemic. Like yesterday morning, I was really shaky. Today I'm shaky, and like if I get up too fast, I lose vision. So that's interesting. He's not having that reaction at all. I don't know if that's related to the ketosis.
Yeah.
Or.
Yeah, I feel great, and Taryn's just going blind, so it's a little uneven.
I mean, I like feel better as the morning progresses, but yeah, the one thing I did notice is like I've been doing guided meditations the last couple of days, and even as like a meditation teacher, I still get really distracted during guideds. And the last couple of days, I've been like fully focused and not wandering as much, so that's cool. My brain's a little more clear. Yeah, and work, I feel like I'm going in and out. Like there's moments when like I work really clearly and like I'm excited to get organized, and then the next minute I'm like, oh, I can't fucking focus on anything. So mine's coming in waves.
Yeah, I'm just a badass 100% of the time. Go, go, go.
Oh, and I passed my kidney stone. Yay! Now I don't have to deal with that.
So we are maybe 66 hours into this fast. Testing out my new selfie stick.
You're welcome.
And I'm feeling pretty good. I feel quite energized. My brain is working. I'm only a bit hungry, though I'm dreaming about food. Last night, Gordon Ramsay was very annoyed with my restaurant's food, and so sent me off to India to eat the street food so I could learn how to cook better. So that was interesting. That woke me up in a panic.
So today I had to choose between being social and going to lunch with a bunch of people, or not having to watch other people eat in front of me. I chose socializing, and it was so easy, so easy.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling tired because I think I slept for like 3 hours last night. My body's like, fuck you, and totally going against me.
Yeah, the night before last, I dreamt about Gordon Ramsay telling me to go to India for food, and then I was watching a podcast that mentioned that it was Tim Ferriss talking to Adam Savage, and he was talking about how he watched a video where Gordon Ramsay showed him how to cook the perfect scrambled eggs. And so obviously I had to know about these scrambled eggs, and so watched that video, and then spent probably 2 or 3 hours watching recipe videos and things I wanted to cook, and then started fantasizing about food, which wasn't good because for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it was like interesting and I liked it and I wasn't like connecting to being hungry. And then for pretty much the rest of the day, I was hungry and pissed and couldn't really focus. Yeah, and then I felt a bit weak last night, but I think that's because my brain was just so ferociously thinking about hunger. A couple of times I felt a little bit lightheaded and I felt quite unenergetic. But I feel good again today. I missed about an hour's sleep, so I'm doing better than Taryn.
I like have no idea how much I slept because I was just constantly like in and out of sleep. My body's like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Like I just can't like do anything else but think about hunger. But very faint today. Like if I get up too fast, my vision goes. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I felt a little anxious last night because I couldn't go to sleep. My brain just kept thinking about anything food related. I had to get like a journal out and start like typing down like all of just the dishes that were coming to my mind because I couldn't like get them out of my head. Just thinking about, I don't know, like almond encrusted fish and burgers and cream spinach. I don't know, just anything. These scrambled eggs. It was exhausting, so I had to write them out of my head.
Well, we also watched a documentary on fasting last night, but we've been researching fasting, especially intermittent fasting, for a long time. So I don't know if you want to tell people any of the benefits of why we're doing this fasting stuff.
Sure.
Who loves all the science things?
I do love science. So some of the main benefits, my brain will be with me, are so not eating for a long time basically allows your body. It's a bit like it's like the equivalent for sleeping on your brain, but fasting is like the equivalent for your body. So it helps you after 2 or 3 days of not eating anything to sweep out unfolded proteins, to let cells self-destruct. So autophagy, so any bad cells that aren't working properly self-destruct.
And this is usually about after 2 days when your body starts to go into starvation mode.
Yeah.
That this will happen.
Yeah. It helps your stem cells kind of kick into gear to reform into the cells that you're replacing. It can help you turn over your immune cells, so you're getting better functioning immune cells to help reduce your inflammation. And inflammation is related to loads of chronic diseases, even just joint pain, arthritic symptoms can be helped by it. So lots of different chronic pain and even more serious diseases like diabetes and cancer and these things. Reducing inflammation can help with those. So yeah, it does a lot of good things. But also, I think the main benefit is that it just helps you like think about your relationship with food. I know it's a very interesting, self-reflective, maybe spiritual, if you want to call it that, like experience to think about the habits and the patterns you're in, and just to separate yourself out for that. Like it's very interesting to think about, regardless or not of if you feel great during it or after it, or I don't know, or if it helps you, live longer, like in the moment. Like just looking at your habits, I think is very interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of the reason I'm doing it is just because I've had such bad gut issues since I've been in Asia. Like I've had a lot of bloating and like just stomach freaking out. Like I'm constipated one week and then I'm like having diarrhea the next week. It's like my gut's just been freaking out. And so one of the things that fasting helps do is like your bacteria in your gut is no longer like concentrating on breaking down all the food. So then it's able to better communicate with like each other and work together. And so it's like a reset for your microbiome. That's kind of more why I'm doing it as well, is to like hopefully fix any kind of gut issue that I've developed while traveling for the last 2 years or whatever.
You've not eaten for so long that whatever these things are start to look tasty. First up, Taryn sabotaged it and made it only last 4 days. Thoughts?
That is so inaccurate. I have video evidence of the contrary. So we're officially at the end of our 4th day, and we might be breaking.
Looking at burgers already.
I would not suggest breaking the fast the way that we did. Connor is just a bit excited about this. God.
So we did a 4-day fast, which we figured would be enough. I figured would
And
be
let's
enough.
remember in the very first video we said we're committed to 3, hoping for 5.
Yeah, so
Bonus day.
we got a bonus day. Like, it was fine. Like, 5 was definitely doable, but just the lack of energy was starting to like build up a bit more. My muscles were starting to be a bit more achy, and I don't know. I just like kind of just wanted to eat.
Yeah, all my joints hurt. I went to yoga, like a gentle yoga class on Thursday night. And like every time we'd stand up or get back down, I was so dizzy. And we were just doing like simple forward folds. It was like a gentle class. And I was so dizzy. And now my joints have hurt for the last 2 days since I did that class. And I'm a yoga teacher. Like my joints don't usually hurt. So that's like interesting, the way that it makes everything like really stiff.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I felt good for it. I still felt very mentally clear, but my body just felt a bit. It was weird. It was like I was almost in a fog, but it wasn't like my brain wasn't. My brain was still working good. I just felt a bit like dazed and weird. Like I was a bit tipsy or something, but my brain was working. It was quite odd.
Yeah, it kind of felt like my body had smoked a lot of weed, and so I was just like comatose. Like literally, I'd go from the house to the workspace and like find a comfy couch to sit on, and I was like leaned up against the couch, like working like this. But it was like my brain was on Adderall. Like I was working the longest days I've worked in a long time without feeling distracted at all. Like I wasn't checking my phone. I wasn't like having a million browsers open. It was like very focused, which was nice.
Yeah, it was a good experience, and I think I'd like to do it at least every 2 to 3 months. So yeah, whatever, 3, 4, 5 days seems like a good enough period. 5 days is perfectly long. After maybe 2 or 3 days, you're getting into the good like the kind of cellular turnover period, and yeah, so doing whatever 5 days or so is a kind of nice, easy, even point between not doing it for so long that it starts to like interrupt your life or become too difficult. If you're maybe doing it to reduce, inflammation, medical issues or whatever, then do it for longer. But any longer than maybe 7 days, it's going to be difficult to do without kind of medical supervision and without like taking a chunk of time out. So 3 to 5 days seems good to me.
Curious how long like this brain clarity is gonna last. Because that would be nice if it continues onwards.
So interesting things about it. It was one. It was really good just to separate out your routine from eating and stuff. That was cool. Really looking at the relationship between thinking of food and being hungry. Obviously, hunger comes in waves, and on one of the days, I couldn't help myself. I just like was looking at foods and recipes and stuff, and then that made me very hungry. And then I didn't sleep great for the 4th day, which might have been why I wanted to quit, because I hadn't slept great.
I haven't slept great either. I slept for like 3 hours
Yeah,
at night.
you should normally sleep for 3 hours. I need an actual full night, like human length sleep.
Well, and I was like talking to you about this at dinner, how like for him it was so severe. If he like think about food and eating, like, or wanting like a burger, for example, like he couldn't get it out of his mind. And for me, I'd be like, oh, I'd love a cookie right now. And then I'd be able to like talk myself right back out of it, like really quick. And I don't know if that's from like being vegan, vegetarian my whole life, like having to constantly talk myself out of wanting things. I don't know. It's just like a quick mechanism for me. It was easy to like shut down food desire.
Yeah, it was interesting to like. Obviously, it's something that you notice day to day, but like to really strongly notice, like if you would just looking at food, that thought gets put in your head, and then it's like, oh, there's some food, and then your kind of survival mechanism kicks it up, and then the hunger comes, and obviously if you indulge that, it gets a lot more. So when we ate, I went and got 3 burgers because I was like, I'm just gonna go ham and like literally and see what happens. And after about 5 to 10 bites of it, like it went from tasting absolutely fantastic to like, yeah, it was fine. And then after like 20 bites, I was like, no, I don't like this. But I was like, I'm going to keep going to really like try to cement this into my head. And that's a normal thing you do. But it's easy to forget that, right? You see the donut and you're like, oh my God, give me that like glazed, delicious donut. And then you eat it and you're like, this is amazing. And then you have like the 3rd bite and you're like, this doesn't seem that amazing. Let's not think about that. And then you stuff it down and you're like, don't think about it. And then you finish and you're like, wow, I feel really shitty. I'm never eating another donut again. And then like 2 days later, you're like, ooh, hello, chocolate donut.
I guess I've always liked moderation. Like I love splitting things or like having the little bite-sized desserts make me very happy because I just need like 1 or 2 bites of something and I'm pretty satisfied by it. But if the whole thing's sitting in front of me, I'm gonna fucking eat it. So
True that.
like I did not need to eat all of those fries.
Yeah.
So like TMI body stuff, but when I came out of it, so Friday morning had like some of the worst constipation of my life, and so I don't know the correlation with that and like the fasting. I'd be curious to like research that a little bit more, but that was not fun. Like it was very painful. Yeah, and then I passed another kidney stone last night. So again, I don't know if like the body had enough time to like, okay, we don't need to focus on digesting food, so let's try to focus on like everything else that's going wrong in the body. I don't know, but that was interesting.
Yeah,
Weird things.
apparently it's quite common to have less movement or a lot more movement after you do it because your gut has been almost gone inactive and doesn't really know what's happening, and then you put some food in and it's either like freezes up or it's like, let's go. So apparently that's quite common, but I don't know what's up with your body.
I don't know. It's weird. But for those of you who do want to fast, I would definitely like make sure that you try like maybe like 3 days first. Like everything I've read says that like 3 days is pretty good without having your vitals checked and without going to the doctor, like everything else like that. But if you're gonna fast, again, highly recommend not ending it like we did. Like what's some of the tips you read about for ending fast? Like I know it's really good to have good quality fats and protein coming out of a fast and starting off with like simple things like blueberries are really good, like oils, coconut oil, olive oil and stuff is
Gentle.
good. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was fine. Again, it was a test. I was like, I really want burgers. And so, I think because I intend to do this a few times, or, to kind of make this part of a routine every couple of months or so, it's good to compare. But most people recommend start off with something small, kind of keto-y type meals. You want some good healthy fats. You want like
cooked vegetables are good.
Yeah, you want a bit of protein. You want some fiber, and then you want to kind of over a day or two ramp that up. So don't eat like 2 kilos worth of like burgers and bread and fries. No one has recommended that. I don't recommend that. Well, I probably don't.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below and we'll answer to the best of our abilities, knowing that we're not doctors or nutritionists or anything like that. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, make sure to head over to the blog, theremoteyogi.blog, to get all the details and more on yoga, meditation, awesome lifestyle things. And I'll see you guys next Friday.
Like anything over a 20-minute video is absurd.
Okay.
Just trying to get like salmon. Just kept thinking about salmon. Oh, salmon.
I'm a mess this morning also. You look all dapper. Great. Lovely. No, I don't like doing this when you're here. I don't know why. Okay, stop. It moves the sun.
I know.
Alright. I do love that you always look like all dapper in your shirts, and then I'm over here like this.
A fancy man. Yeah, I don't know. It was just my brain just trying to. No, that's it.